If you multiply that by 2, now the duplex is worth
Okay, in Springdale. Okay.
What's up? Hey guys, today I want to teach you guys a little bit about how to make some extra money on your deals, adding value without actually doing any physical work to the asset. So today's example, I'm going to walk through a live example that I'm in the process of doing right now. So I'll give you the details, I'll give you the numbers. I'm not going to give you the address, but if you have any questions, if you're curious about it, feel free to shoot me a comment, shoot me an email, text, call, and I will be happy to talk you through it, even show you the asset. So I have a duplex. Each side is 2 bed, 2.5 bath, and a 2-car garage, approximately 1,250 square feet per side. All right. I bought this asset for $400,000. Now I've probably put in $15,000. So, my cost basis is about $415,000. I listed this thing for sale back in the spring, and I got an offer for $475,000. It did fall through. The offer did fall through, and I was okay with that. I really did want to hang on to this asset for a while. It's in the path of progress. Great location. It's a newer asset, about 6 years old. But the way I'm adding value is splitting the duplex down the middle. Okay. It sounds so silly, but when you can split a duplex down the middle and sell individual sides, right, the value of the individual unit is a lot higher than the value of the duplex, because a lot of times the value of the duplex is dependent upon the rents that you receive. So if you're selling an individual unit, right, like a townhome or well, there's a lot of terms for it, if you will, but condo, in this case, it's just going to be a fee simple split. So fee simple meaning the person will own their side of the building. Now the only thing we have to do to make it get through the city is put all the land that it is sitting on in a POA, right? A property owners association. Crazy, two units. You're thinking, wow, okay, a POA. The POA setup is $2,500. Again, being very transparent with you, I want to run through these costs so that way you see the value and understand that you can do this too. All right. So POA at $2,500. Okay, so the POA will own and manage all of the land, which means we don't have to get utility easements, right? They have individual sewer lines on their own sides, but the electric and the water both run from one side to the other. Now, that means that anytime there's any issues with those utilities, the other person has full access to make any repairs necessary. Now, it's very unlikely that'll happen, but in the off chance it does, they do get access to the electric and water lines under the land. Now, let's talk about the actual process of splitting it, okay? So to get a new survey and get a split down the middle with 2 different parcel IDs, that is costing me also exactly $2,500. I say that is what they've quoted me, and that is what I am paying currently. I did also pay a consultant $1,500 to do a feasibility study on it, to tell me that, yeah, we can do it, or we couldn't do it. And he's actually the one who came up and promoted the idea of a POA instead of doing utility easements, which would have been a different way. So right now we're in the process of drawing up the POA. The survey team is working on a new survey with a split, right? And then I may pay the consultants another $2,000 or $2,500 to run it all the way through the city. So $2,500 for POA, $2,500 for the lot split from the survey company, approximately $3,500 for the consultant to get it approved. So all in $8,500, and as long as this goes through, right, that would put my new cost basis, right, 415 plus the 8,500. So we're at 423,500. So $423,500, right, as individual units, okay? If we're selling them separately, I believe that we can sell these units for between $220 a square foot and $240 a square foot. And so let me do some quick math for you because I want to give you the numbers here. So 1,250 times 220 a square foot, that gets you to $275,000 per unit. If you multiply that by 2, now the duplex is worth $5,000. They say don't do public math. I'm so good at math, it's so funny. You're right, it's hard on camera. Everybody who's ever said it, good, you nailed it. But $550,000, okay? So we went from a duplex in the spring that I had under contract for $475,000 to now being worth $550,000. So adding a gross value there of $75,000, right, for the expense of $8,500. Do you think it's worth it? I would say yeah, right? My plan on this one is actually to sell one side, keep the other side, and essentially lower my mortgage. So I'll pay off the mortgage, or maybe even keep some of the cash, you know, as a reserve or for future deals. But fantastic opportunity to add some value to your properties if you have any duplexes, quadplexes, anything like that. And don't get me wrong, depending on the city and the zoning, you need to make sure that it's feasible. If you have, you know, if you can find somebody who does the consulting type work that I was able to hire out, right, that might be the path to go. If you can't find a consultant, call the city planner and ask them, hey, you know, I have this duplex, this quadplex, and I really want to split it into 4 units so that way I can assist with affordable housing. Because at the end of the day, it does help with affordable housing because somebody now has an opportunity to buy a $275,000 house opposed to someone buying a duplex for $475,000 or $500,000, right? Who's most likely an investor. It just adds more housing supply for individual units. Instead of renters renting, we have owners owning. Call the city. The planners will tell you, right, that you might have to call the city engineer. You can even call some survey companies and say, hey, you know what, in my area, have you done this before? Call an attorney, a real estate attorney. Have you done this before? And if they have, then great, move on and get it done. Add that value, man. $75,000 in value, you know, obviously minus your expenses and the time, the effort. But to me, it's well worth it, right? I think there's a lot of value right now in that. Getting creative in the way that you're using your current assets. So that's one duplex that I have working right now. Again, if you want to know specific details of this or even walk the property, shoot me a text, right? My number's public, so you can look it up. And text is way better because I get hundreds of spam calls a day. It's just not fun. I say hundreds, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. Or drop a comment, I'll respond. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.